Instead, he turns around, and I think Mostafa was scheduled for trial within 2 weeks. And then he's like, Mostafa, you are coming home. We don't need your evidence. We're going to go to trial. Mostafa, you're coming home. What the fuck are you talking about? I mean, you have an officer that's telling you I tamper with the dash camera, and you're going to walk Mostafa into trial without inspecting the SD card, getting the full dash camera, without the audio, without getting the full dash camera. Now that you know that it's on the SD card, without reconstructing the vehicle,
by the way, another thing,
without putting the home videos on the record. There's Google Nest videos inside the apartment.
You know, another thing I want to add is when these three are testifying, Zymus, Chad Mason, and Robert Drum, when they're testifying, I mean, isn't it protocol to have whoever is testifying leave the courtroom so that they don't hear the testimony of the person being cross-examined?
I am so shocked, and I am so shocked when I'm listening to the proceeding.
Why did the judge not instruct the other so-called witnesses to leave Chad Mason and Zymus when Drum was testifying? Why did nobody leave?
Because they're staging the whole thing.
Because they want to hear what this person is saying so they can all corroborate their story. And to that point, Kathy Zymus changes her testimony halfway.
Halfway through, she changes her testimony.
She says one thing. She says that she doesn't think that this dash cam lost audio because Chad Mason plugged it in. And then later changed it to, oh, maybe it did lose audio. It's almost like they're providing cover for each other.
Why was she there listening to Chad Mason?
Exactly, that's the real question.
Blake Weiner.
Why did the judge not instruct these people to leave the courtroom when they're testifying? And the real answer is because they have a giant metal detector machine at the door. They have an X-ray machine, and they don't expect anybody to hear what's happening behind these closed doors.
I mean, think about what was going to happen in 2 weeks after that proceeding.
Yeah, they were going to roll him into trial.
Roll him into trial without the evidence, and Sarah Sammy can get to say whatever she wants. I mean, I find it really interesting that, and you'll hear in the proceeding, Blake Weiner opens his statement to the judge, to Judge Carol Weimer, and he tells him, Your Honor, Prosecutor Sarah Sammy's theory is that Mostafa planned to murder his family before he got into the vehicle. Now, hold on. That's Sarah Sammy's theory. Don't you have Google Nest videos that shows that it's Dorothy's idea? It's Dorothy that asked Empress? It's Dorothy that's asking the boys, and the boys say, we don't want to go? I mean, Prosecutor Sarah Sammy, he's telling Judge Carol Weimer, Prosecutor Sarah Sammy says, the boys wanted to go, and Mostafa is forcing the boys to stay home. You have a Google Nest video that shows that Dorothy asked the boys, and the boys said, we don't want to go. Dorothy asked Empress to go with her. And then you have a forensic interview of 10-year-old Pharaoh, who in a forensic interview says it's Mom's idea. Mostafa didn't want to go. He woke up late. So wait a minute. This contradicts the government theory. My question is to Blake Weiner, why are you not telling Judge Carol Weimer that you have a forensic interview of a child that says this prosecutor is lying about Mostafa? You have a Google Nest video that shows this prosecutor is lying about Mostafa. Instead, he wants to roll Mostafa into trial without the evidence. Judge Carol Weimer knows about the home videos. Prosecutor Sarah Sammy knows about the home videos. Blake Weiner, who never introduces the home videos. I mean, so many questions. And I'll tell you what's really happening here. And this community is watching. What you're going to find, I mean, when you find out that Mostafa's previous defense attorney is hired by an individual that's on a body cam, that's pretending to be a witness, who sat on a body cam on three-way with the wife of the investigator. I have a recording that this individual who's pretending to be a witness, who on a sealed body cam says, I wasn't there, after she just got creating a story for Mostafa, is on a phone call hiring Blake Weiner, pumping money into that lawyer. I mean, I have those recordings.
You know, we'll get to that. At some point, you know, when everything slows down a little bit, we're going to get into why certain people did certain things.
You know, the
Okay,
question is,
you-
a lot of people will ask, who is Blake Weiner and what is Blake Weiner involvement and how is he allowing
But I'll say this
to happen?
about Blake Weiner. I'll say this. We asked Blake Weiner, can you do, I think it was 3 or 4 things. Inspect the car, inspect the SD card, change a venue,
and introduce the home videos on
and
the record?
4 things, and introduce the home videos on the record.
He said for a
And what-
whole year.
Think
A
about
whole
it.
year.
Think about it. And his response was, I would withdraw from the case before I did that. And he withdrew from the case. I mean, let's talk about why. I mean, we're not going to talk about it. But that's why he withdrew. Because we wanted 1, 2, 3, 4. As Mostafa's defense attorney, it would make sense after hearing that the investigator says, I tampered with this dash cam, I violated department policy, and I tampered with these videos. And then you have another investigator with digital forensic who says, there is audio to this thing, but it's nowhere to be heard. You look at all the reports, none of them say there's no audio. None of them. Not a single report say there's no audio. Matter of fact,
One of the main questions that came out in the proceeding.
Robert Drum says Dorothy began screaming. The only way you can know Dorothy began screaming is if you heard the dash cam audio. Okay? Now there's evidence that there is audio. The prosecutor wants to tell the judge and this community and this court, there is no audio. It's nowhere documented that there's no audio. Okay?
I mean, who's not going to scream before you have an accident?
Okay, so as a defense attorney, your next step logically would be, I'm going to hire an independent expert to examine this piece of evidence. In America, you have the right to due process. You have the right to examine any pieces of evidence that are put in your case before your trial. You have a right to examine that evidence, just like the county brought in Kathy Zymas.
Well, when they
have a right to bring your own Kathy Zymas.
When they know that Chad Mason tampered with the dash camera,
exactly,
they're going to block you from inspecting the SD card.
And I'll say this: the other thing is, we wanted a crash reconstructionist to look at this vehicle, to examine this vehicle, and I think it's very, very crucial that an expert looks at this car. Because you sent me a video the other day. I mean, you ask this county, you ask the prosecutor, why did they chop up Mostafa's vehicle the way they did? Why did they cut this vehicle in a really weird way? Okay? They want to tell you that the reason why we cut up this vehicle is because we were looking for the airbag control module, or the ACM, okay? Which is located where exactly? It's underneath the armrest.
I'm going to pull up a video real quick.
Okay, when you showed me that video, I mean, this video, any lawyer that is on this case will 100% want an independent expert to examine this car, to tell us exactly why they cut this car, where they cut it.
Mostafa's in the hospital.
Why would you cut the roof off? Why would you cut at the driver fender? Okay? Why would you chop up like critical pieces of this car if you're going for the armrest? Okay?
It's a piece of plastic. You just pop it open and you clip it out.
So
the ACM module for 2007 Chrysler, for anybody that knows about vehicle, it's a piece of plastic that you just pop out and then unclip the ACM module.
Let's do this. Okay, let's do this. Do you have a picture of Mostafa's car at the impound?
I do.
Okay, why don't you pull that up for us? Okay. Let's look at Mostafa's vehicle and what it looked like at the impound.
This is Mostafa's vehicle.
All right, let me go to this. Okay. This is the car. So up here, we're looking at the scene of the accident on top.
Yeah.
Okay. And at the bottom, we're looking at the vehicle at the impound. So we can clearly see in both pictures that, number one, there's nobody in the car. Everyone's already been extracted. Okay. And you can see the armrest in this car. You have the other pictures from the impound where like they take a side. Okay, so this is them cutting up the car at the impound. Anybody that wants to say, oh, they cut it up because they were trying to extract people. No, this is way beyond. I mean, this is days after. I think it was a week after that they started cutting up this car.
Now, what I find interesting is, what I find disturbing is Mostafa's at the hospital. Mostafa's at the hospital. Mostafa gets helicoptered to the hospital. And in the hospital, Mostafa tells the investigator, I don't know what happened. There was something wrong with my car. And immediately, you go and start chopping up the vehicle? How does that make any sense? I mean...
Okay, here we go.
This is crushing and staging the vehicle. You're staging the vehicle.
Is your airdrop on?
Yeah.
You got it?
I got it.
Okay. Okay, pull this picture up real quick. Okay, zoom in on that shifter. You see that shifter? This is Mostafa's vehicle after the accident. We can clearly see that the dash is not smashed in. Okay,
the vehicle is not caved in for you to remove the roof.
It's not caved in because it was T-boned. The car was hit from the rear right.
What they're doing here, they want to stage it to make it look like a head-on collision.
So why don't you pull up that video you sent me the other day?
Okay. Let me pull up the video.
And the video is how to extract the airbag control module from a 2007 Chrysler 300. How to extract the airbag control module from a 2007.
Takes you 2 minutes.
2 minutes. Okay, let's pull it up. Let's take a look. And this is for everyone to see on YouTube. This is a Chrysler 300. Wow, would you look at that? It's right there.
So why did they crush Mostafa's vehicle?
It's right there.
I mean, why are they doing this to Mostafa's vehicle? I mean,
why are they chopping up his vehicle?
Does it have anything to do with what happened inside the hospital where Mostafa is telling investigator Chad Mason, the same Chad Mason that got on the stand and says, I violated department policy, and today Mostafa's dash camera is cut, muted, 17 frames are missing? Let's listen to what Mostafa told Chad Mason inside the hospital.
We're kind of confused how the crash happened because according to witnesses, you were going straight and all of a sudden you just made like a hard left turn. You turned from another car.
I don't know what happened exactly.
Okay.
You know, my car was really messed up at the shop. But
How long ago was that?
they just got my tie rods installed.
Okay. When was that?
Just not too long ago. I just got the car from a transmission shop because the transmission was out. And then they replaced my tie rods and what else did they replace?
Okay.
Upper, lower. I mean, no, it was like other stuff in the components of the car.
How long ago did you get it back? Like a week ago, a month ago?
I just got it back.